In that conversation with historian Timothy Snyder about the advent of totalitarianism, it occurred to me that obviously we have a model of totalitarian thinking in Vladimir Putin, for example. We have the testimony this week of FBI Director James Comey, who, first of all, it amazed me that the director of the FBI, and Comey, whatever you think of him, has enormous personal dignity, that he put the word hookers in his written testimony to the Senate, and he didn't specify whether the word hooker was his word or Trump's word, but we are at a point in history where the President of the United States stands accused in a crazy-sounding intelligence briefing memo of some sort of hooker activity, and that the word hooker is then used by this highly dignified, now fired FBI director in testimony before the United States Senate. And again, we don't know whether he didn't put quotes around it, which would have made it officially Trump's word. But a couple thoughts about the whole this whole issue. One is, let us not forget that this is not the only president who's had to deal with that topic. Vladimir Putin spoke on that subject when he said that the idea that he had colluded in the 2016 election was an obvious fabrication circulated by people, quote, worse than prostitutes because they don't have any boundaries at all. And there I am quoting Vladimir Putin, who is an autocrat, I think, by most people's reckoning. And then he goes on to say about the rumors about Donald Trump, this is how crazy the world is becoming. Vladimir Putin goes on to say, this is from back in January, on that whole question of the allegation of that there's a video with Trump, you know the whole seamy, messy story. By the way, there's no reason to believe it's true or not true, but the fact that it's in the discourse is unbelievable. Putin concluded his remarks this way by saying that Trump is, and I quote, a grown man, and secondly, he's someone who's been involved with beauty contests for many years and has met the most beautiful women in the world. I find it hard to believe that he rushed to some hotel to meet girls of loose morals, and this is Vladimir talking, quote, although ours are undoubtedly the best in the world. So just for the record, Vladimir Putin, the leader of Russia, believes that Soviet prostitutes are the best in the world. Now, the word hooker is, a study was done of what sex workers prefer to be called, and I believe it was 97% of them said that they would prefer to be called exactly that, sex workers. They consider the term hooker derogatory. So word to James Comey or Donald Trump or whoever it was that used the word in that conversation, let's show some respect for our sex workers.